Hey, welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. We got a good show for you today. We got some things we need to talk about. Oh, by the way, did you see what the president did yesterday? I'm just curious. Did you see what Trump did? Here, a woman was asking him a question, and he called her piggy. I'm not even kidding. He literally called her piggy to his face. I would think women would be outraged today, but I haven't checked it out yet. But oh my gosh, to look at a woman and call her piggy to her face, this president never fails to surprise, does he? Look, on this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So let's get it started. Let's go. This whole thing that we're going through, this vote, to get the Epstein files, all we really have to do is there are lots, and I mean lots, of victims. We could spend a lot of our time listening to the victims and what happened to them and let them tell their story because they have lots of information. Yeah, we can go look at the history through emails and notes and all that stuff and the file and everything. I get that. I get it all. But we have victims that we can literally walk up to, talk to, ask what happened, and get all the information that we want. I just don't understand why we're not doing that. Why don't we have these people front and center? And why is the president still the president when we all know this piece of garbage was involved with the pedophile? He partied with them. He was best friends with them for years and years and years. We know this. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to still have this man as president. It's embarrassing, and I've talked about this many times. You got to imagine what other leaders around the world are thinking. They're like, why is he president and not in jail? That is the number one question that these foreign leaders ask all the time. It's the number one question. Why is he the president and not in jail? And what is your answer to that? Because I don't have a good answer. Do you? And frankly, I don't know about you, but I'm tired. Trump has been around now for over a decade and in the public arena, and he's been horrifically bad. He's been terrible. So bad that the government doesn't even want to tell us numbers anymore. Oh, we can't figure out jobs numbers anymore. We can't figure out, you can't figure out anything anymore. Because you don't want to report on how bad everything is. And everything's just going to continue to get worse because we have no leadership. You are expecting a leadership from the Nodfather, from the guy that's, can't even stay awake half the time now. He's sleeping. He's 80 years old. He's 80. What do you expect from an 80-year-old man? An 80-year-old man that wears a diaper, for crying out loud. What miracles are we expecting from this man? Think about anyone that's 80 years old. What do you expect of an 80-year-old? What are your expectations? You expect greatness out of an 80-year-old man whose diet has been McDonald's and Diet Coke? What are we doing? What are we doing? That's why I am focused on Gavin Newsom. That's why I'm focused on the future. That's why I'm focused on getting Democrats into office in 2026, because November's almost gone. We're through half of November already. In a few days, it's going to be Thanksgiving, then on to Christmas, and then on to 2026. On to what we now know is, as Democrats, you have to start putting in progressives. I don't want to hear anything about middle of the road Democrats. No. I have a single issue now. I'm a single issue voter when it comes to you either believe in Medicare for all or get lost. If you don't believe in Medicare for all, if you don't believe in everyone having a human right to health insurance, everyone should have a right to medical care. Everybody. Not to health insurance. I mean, to health care. Enough's enough. 32 out of 33 of the main countries around the world have some type of system where it's basically Medicare for all. And the only one that doesn't is us. Yeah. And the only one that has homeless at 1 million people is us. The only people that we have begging for food in the streets, that's a major country, is largely us. And I think people are tired of having to worry about one medical condition, one operation, one step away from complete catastrophe, from losing everything. There are millions and tens of millions of people are one sickness away from bankruptcy. One. Because I can tell you, even the most simple surgery in America, 10, 20, 30, 40 grand, 50 grand. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can find a surgery for 10 grand, but there's not many. That's why in 2026, I want to hear all the Democrats talking about health care for all. The only reason, I've said this before and I'll say it again, the only reason we don't have health care for all is because white people don't want to pay for it for brown and black people. That is the only reason. I don't give a damn what anyone says. Because if we were a nation of just white people, you would better believe we would have health care for all. But this country remains racist as hell, and God forbid should brown and black people enjoy some of the same things we do. Insanity. But I'm going to say it out loud because that's the way it is. And it needs to stop today. All those people that keep seeing color, that are my age and older, thank God we're going to be leaving this planet soon, because people my age and older, the racism is just, get lost. Get lost. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of people caring about someone's skin color. That is one thing I am so over. Oh, it just bothers me like you have no idea that we actually give a damn about what shade this is. Welcome to the Dray Way, everybody. Yeah, I know I'm on a rant, but that's how I feel today. That's how I feel. Welcome to the Dray Way, a new Dray Way each and every day. Don't go anywhere. I got a telephone call. Look at the... Anyway, don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. No one's talking about our spending. No one's talking about spending in America right now is just completely out of control. And that is why over the last few months, I keep talking about gold and silver, gold and silver, gold and silver. I keep talking about them because we are on a spending rampage. We are spending money. We have military bases all over the place. I mean, we literally have hundreds of military bases around the world. Why? Has anyone ever asked why we have hundreds of them all over the world? Why is that necessary? Has anyone ever even asked that question? And what is the expense? What is the expense of doing all of this? Because isn't it time that we start improving the country? Isn't it time we start improving our electrical grid without the citizens paying for it, without our electrical bills going skyrocketing? Because I don't think you've noticed, but electric bills are going up. And they're about to go a lot higher. A lot higher. Because all these data centers, who do you think is going to pay for them? Yeah, you. You're gonna subsidize those damn things. Yeah. So if you haven't experienced 30, 40, 50% increase in electricity yet, you will. You will. And you can take a look at gas exports and energy exports, how they're soaring like this. And you know what's going right up with it? Cost of energy. What people are paying to cool and heat their homes. And the prices are going right up with our exports. As we export more, our prices keep going higher and higher. How are we supposed to survive? How are Americans in the next couple of years, how are they going to be able to afford? Insurances are going up. Like I've said before, I don't know about you. 30 years ago, I never mentioned insurance. Did you talk about it? Did you talk about car insurance or health insurance or home insurance 30 years ago? I never heard the word. Now you hear about it all the time because it's so expensive. And now here's our utilities going up. And for many of us, it's not just a 10 or 20% bump. We're talking about 50 to 100% in many areas over the next 24 months. 50 to 100% over the next 24 months. Can you afford that? Can you take your $400 electric bill and within a year have it at $800? Is that okay with you? Because that's what's happening in America. It's happening right now. And companies aren't paying the cost. Companies aren't paying. It's you and me. We're paying the cost. And we keep paying the cost because the United States is not investing in its own infrastructure. We are not investing the trillions of dollars into our electrical grid that we absolutely have to do. We are not investing hundreds of billions of dollars in new airports, which we absolutely have to do. The growth of this country is going to depend on its ability to travel within it and outside of it. And right now, many of our airports are 50, 60, 70 years old or older. 50, 60, 70 years old. And we're still using these airports. And when is somebody going to stop and go, hey, it's time for the United States to upgrade. It's time for the United States to move into 2030. It's time for somebody with some vision. And that vision's not going to come from Republicans that just want to tear everything down. Republicans have no vision for 2030. Ask a Republican what they see in 2030, and you'll get deer in the headlights. And that is why you should never, ever, ever elect a Republican for any reason. They have no vision of the future whatsoever. None. And any vision they do have would take you back to 1950. Good luck with that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. I like to cook. I like to prepare meals. I like to be inventive. I like to add my little spin on things. Some people put, for example, in chili, they'll put a little sour cream. I like to put a little tab, just a little bit to kind of richen and cream it up. Next time you have chili, try putting a little heavy cream in. Just a little bit of heavy cream will give it a richness and take out some of the bitter bite that you might get from the acidic tomatoes. So that's one of my secrets for chili. I put a little heavy cream in it, and it really, really richens it up. It gives it a thick, creamy taste you're going to absolutely love. I'm just saying, give it a try. Because right now, especially you look in the background right here, in Vegas, it's cloudy and gray and a little cooler. And the first thing I think about when it gets gray and cooler, I think about chili. Because the great thing about chili is you can actually, add on to chili with a nice spud. I don't know about you, but I love a good russet potato. A nice, big, fat, soft potato with a little bit of butter on it, and then put a little bit of the chili on top. Mwah! I promise you, it's a chef's kiss. And with the weather being like the way it is right now, with the weather just being a little bit cooler, and, there's nothing like a hot mug of chili, And make sure you put plenty of beans in that chili. Make sure that, that chili has, you want to have a lot of beans in that chili. Don't skimp on the beans. I tell people all the time, they're always focused on the meat. Don't focus on the meat as much as you focus on having enough red kidney beans in the chili. Oh my goodness. I love the red kidney beans in the chili. Now, if you have a secret, I just shared with you mine. I put a little heavy cream in and kind of richen it up. If you have something that you do to your chili, if you have a little bit of a secret, go ahead and share it with me, and I'll if it's good enough, I'll post it and let people take a look. But yeah, I'm letting you know right now, it's chili time, and when you get done with that chili and it's cooked just right, add in a little bit of heavy cream. You're going to absolutely love it. That's the Dray Way for today. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Don't forget, there's a new Dray Way each and every day. So hit the subscribe button, come back and say hello, and we'll be talking about all kinds of things. It's going to get really crazy in 2026, so make sure you join us every day right here on the Dray Way. Have a good day, everybody.